Right, welcome to the latest episode of B6 and Beyond. We are here to discuss what we have just watched at Anfield. Joining me tonight, as you can see, no Corey's here, but I've got a special guest for us. We've got True Adventurers, otherwise known as Sam, or Sam's his actual name, if you didn't know that. How are you, mate? You right?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm good. I went to watch Norwich City earlier.
How was that? I
It
just
was
don't know what the score was.
they are in a right old mess. They're second from bottom in the Championship. They've lost every home game this season, and
Christ.
it was really bad. But no, I had like like 12:30 kickoff. I was going with my friend. It's his 40th birthday, and I had like 4 or 5 beers. Came home, fell asleep on the sofa, and then woke up and I watched the Villa game in that kind of, when you like get a hangover halfway through a day. You know those ones.
Yeah.
And I was kind of watching the Villa game, and I was like, I don't know if I've just got a bad feeling about this, or whether it's just my like half day hangover. Do you know what I mean?
He was
Oh.
probably hoping for a bit of a better performance from Aston Villa today, but I don't think we were that bad.
Yeah,
But
it was.
before we do get into it, I just want to remind everyone we do have an ongoing giveaway for either match tickets or for a shirt of your choice. All that you need to do is hit that subscribe button. We give away that every 500 subscribers, and we are getting close to that next giveaway. So make sure to tap that subscribe button. And we do have a like goal on the video of 20 likes, so just make sure to tap a like on the video as well. First off, I thought we were very good. I thought we were good. I thought we played well. We nearly gave away the ball in possession from Boubacar Kamara, which we like. That the press from Liverpool was causing us issues, but risk and reward when it. That's how Unai Emery likes to play. Like keep the ball, entice them onto us. And I think we have to open up and talk about it because the mistake from the man who's wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing right now, Martinez,
Yeah. I think
killed us. Then
the timing of it was horrendous. If you are playing against the top teams, so Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, you have to be near on perfect. The first thing you do is don't make a mistake. Don't make any stupid mistakes because that's what they're there to pounce on. I think weirdly that mistake wasn't from the press. I think it was just a brain fart, just kind of absent-mindedness from Martinez. But I think what had caused it was, to be fair to Liverpool, their press was really good. Their press was excellent, and Villa had to be at their best to break it, and they did break it a couple of times, and that's where we got opportunities from, and that was the game plan, wasn't it? If you can get through that first press, we can go through them, and I think that's what Emery's plan was. But you have got to be near perfect, and I think Villa had their brains scrambled a little bit by how good Liverpool's press was, and it was very, very good. So, and then to do that just before half time, it's just a killer, isn't it? It's a
Mhm.
killer. And then unfortunately, what we got tonight was last season's Liverpool. I think pretty much in lineup, apart from Alexander Arnold and Ekitike, it pretty much was last season's Liverpool.
And
They
the
had
goalkeeper.
Gravenberch back, and yeah, the goalkeeper, I suppose. But they played like last season Liverpool. They had full control, and as soon as they got that goal, the timing of it obviously is a killer. I just felt we're not going to be able to lay a glove on these. I don't think we can I don't feel like we can get near them. That was the problem. We couldn't get near their box really. They seemed to just cut us off, didn't they?
Yeah, I think in the first 30 to 35 minutes, you could see that they weren't completely confident, and I don't think they were playing with themselves. But literally, that as soon as that goal went in, it literally was like a massive weight lifted off their shoulders, and it was like, "Here you go, Villa have gift wrapped something for you. We're gonna,
Yeah.
and it just literally played into their hands. And as soon as they got that, they played with a bit more freedom, and very frustrating
I
because we had
think
our own chances, didn't we? At the end of the day, you had Rogers hit the post like very early on, and we was causing our own issues.
Cash. I mean, the goalie made a great save from that kind of deflected
Yeah.
cash shot. It was good, but I just feel like that Villa. Yeah, it was good that they stayed in the game. I thought that was good that they stayed in the game. Again, their second goal was also a terrible time because we were about to make a sub. You could
Hmm.
see Emery was like, "No!" I was just about to, moving to the next stage of his plan to try and kind of put the squeeze on Liverpool a little bit. And that second goal,
Horrible deflection as well, man. Look.
horrible deflection. Konza was furious, I assume, with the midfield for not protecting him enough. But it was. I did see some tweets about Martinez's distribution in general. This is before he gave that goal away. His distribution was a bit off, and I think that's the problem. I think Villa were okay. They were fine. They, but you can't. But fine doesn't cut it when you're playing against a top team, a top level team, and Villa were fine. I thought their passing was fine, but it was just like we just couldn't. I felt like we just couldn't really get into the game. Like
Mm.
McGinn went off, and I was like, I don't think I've seen McGinn.
Yeah,
I
he
don't,
was very quiet, wasn't he? It's not he weren't his
yeah,
usual self anyway.
no, but I think sometimes it's very difficult because we're obviously on a Villa podcast and we're talking about Villa, and I think we all see it like from our point of view. Oh, what did we not do? But when you're playing against a very, very good team, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean McGinn had a bad game. It means that they've got really good midfielders because they had Gravenberch back. I thought Szoboszlai was excellent. That's the first time I've really paid attention to him, and I was like,
Yeah, he's
he's
top drawer,
massive.
isn't
He's massive, and he's really good. And but you remember earlier in the season when Villa were struggling, that's what we were like, oh, we just need a lucky break. We just need someone to do something stupid against us.
he?
I remember in the Sunderland game, when they got sent off, we were all like, this is it, and we didn't take advantage, but
Hmm.
Liverpool did, and I think the fact that they were at Anfield helped as well because you could see the weight had come off him, and suddenly Van Dijk looked cool as a cucumber again, didn't he? Whereas the last few weeks he's been rattled, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
actually
think
really glad that I'm doing this with you, Sam, because like if this was me and Corey right now, it probably would be a different tone of
we'd be
conversation.
raging.
Yeah, probably. But you're actually bringing me back up a little bit here. I think that sometimes we do need to take a bit of stocks really of where we are, and ultimately, if you would have said to us pre Spurs, we'll give you 6 points out of Spurs, Man City, and Liverpool away, we'd have all snapped it up at 100%. So it's been a good point return from those three games. I think it's just more disappointing when you're looking at reality of what's actually happened tonight and the way it's transpired. We've been our own worst downfall, in my opinion, because the goal that we give away, time we give it away, it's shocking. It's shocking because if you get into half time, then Emery can reset the lads, and then we can go again in the second half. But hey
The
ho, that's kind
nerves
of
in the nerves in the stadium would have built as the game went on. Villa could have grown into the game. Yeah, it's just one of them. It's just one of them. It's just the balls up. It was it was so absent-minded from Martinez. He's usually very good, and he just I don't know. I suppose he just messed up, didn't he? He just messed up, and that's you can't do that just before half time. I don't know why that's such a killer, but it is a killer, isn't it? Just before half time, it really kind of just took the knocked the stuffing out of us, took the wind out of our sails, whatever you want to say about it. It was just that. But you're exactly right. I feel exactly the same way about these three games. I felt we already had money in the bank from the first two games, and I thought going into them, I think we'll win one. I think we'll win one of the three. So to win two, I'm delighted with, and I would have been happy with a draw in all three. Each game, people, what do you think's going to happen? I'll be like, I'll be happy with a draw, to be honest. So the Man City one was above expectations, the Tottenham was above expectations, and yeah, I think we were just a yard off it, and the passing was just a yard off, wasn't it? You need to
Mhm.
use the ball so well. And I actually thought
He did
when he
well, didn't
came
he?
on, I thought actually Barkley might be the man for this game. Maybe Barkley should have started. I know that's hindsight. I'm not saying Emery got it wrong because Onana was so good in the last game, and you can't drop Kamara, and you can't really drop McGinn in these kind of games. But Barkley did use the ball really well when he came on, and that is something that he's really good at. And when you're under pressure, that's what you got to do, isn't it? You got to be confident passing the
Hmm.
ball in those tight spaces when those three Liverpool midfielders are like in your face. I mean, the speed it's insane, isn't it? The speed they must play
Hmm.
at. Like we're watching it thinking, oh, that looks tricky. And remember they did that Yuri Tillemans chest cam? Do
Player
you remember
cam
that player
from the
cam in
pre-season.
yeah, and that was a pre-season game
Hmm.
where they're
Rapid, weren't
walking,
it?
and it was insane. At that point, I was like, they're off the charts. So is you're playing against a good team, and sometimes it happens. I'll, going forward, I I would like Watkins and Rogers to start providing more. I think that's what it is. Rogers hit the post, and Rogers was good tonight. I thought he was giving it everything. But I would like to see Watkins get in the game a bit more now and start getting goals. He was excellent against Man City actually, but it's time for him to start scoring goals now. That's what we need in the next 2 months, isn't it? We need goals to
Hmm.
start coming from our striker.
That's brought me on to my next section. Really, I wanted to speak about. So let's talk about pros and cons from the game. What worked, what didn't. I thought Watkins was one of our poorer performers. I don't think he actually did a lot in the game. I thought he was very, very quiet. Obviously, you mentioned McGinn previously. Another one I'd like to discuss, and I don't want to hammer him, but Evan Gesson, I thought he was particularly poor, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's I feel like he's like 60, 70% really good, but then he runs down blind alleys. It's funny, really. I still, you know what? I can't work him out. I can't work him out as a player at all. Part of me thinks he's doing really, really well, and I do know that I saw Luke on UTV. He did a really good thing about Gesson and how Gesson is helping Matty Cash. So Gesson is, and I think that's why Emery likes him because Gesson, he's covering for Cash a lot, and he's allowing Cash to play better. So Cash is playing better because of Gesson in a lot of ways because obviously Leon Bailey, much as I loved Leon Bailey and like, but
He wouldn't do the defensive work, would he?
it was all about Leon Bailey. What's Leon Bailey doing? What's Leon Bailey doing today? And I imagine Cash would have been like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Well,
I
it's
think
no
Gesson
coincidence, is it?
no, I don't think it is, and I think Gesson is doing a really good job, and he's doing a lot of unseen work.
Hmm.
However, and against Man City, like when he came on, I mean, he was like gaining yards, wasn't he? He was pulling us up the pitch, and his determination is very, very good. But I'm still yet to see end product,
Hmm.
and I do see him run down a lot of blind alleys. So he needs to improve that part of his game. It's output. It's the output is next because he is a winger. Like it's all well and good that he's covering for Matty Cash, and Matty Cash is scoring goals and getting forward, and his performance has massively improved, and he doesn't look as because I think we used to talk about Cash, didn't we? He was exposed. He was exposed last couple of seasons, wasn't he? You'd have players running at him, and you'd be like, what are we going to do? Do you know what I mean? And he'd have to dive in. So I think that's helped to give Cash confidence. But at the end of the day, Gesson is an attacking player, and he needs to start getting goals, assists, and hurting the opposition. Um, yeah. So
I think there was one particular moment which really summed him up for me. It was when he was kind of like looped over to him and he was like literally about to run into clear space and he's like headed the ball forward and then like miscontrolled it a little bit. And then Andy Robertson's caught back up on him. And I was just like,
yeah,
anyone, a decent winger, gets away from Robertson there, gets his body across, and either gets a cross in or has a shot at goal. But like he just got back at him far too easily, and he's
he
just like
dallied, didn't he? He was
he
dallying,
was, yeah.
and
He
I've
didn't have
seen
a
him do
clue what
that a
was
lot.
around him, did he was clueless. Like he had no idea where Robertson was. It was like just show a bit of oomph, just get to the ball. Like you're not playing in a shit league. You need in the Premier League. You don't get that time. You need to act like, and it was just like, come on.
No, he doesn't come across as a ruthless killer instinct player at the sharp end of it, does he?
No, no, does he, Eck?
I'm giving him leeway because of I think he is doing a lot of unseen
Hmm.
work. So I'm continuing to give him leeway, but I do find him a strange player. It's a strange player, and I assume because at the start of the season I was thinking, so what? Why have we swapped Bailey for Gesson? Why have we done that? I know I know Bailey had a bad season last season, but we've seen how good he could be. So I was kind of thinking, why have we done that? Like, he gets on better than Bailey, as bad as Bailey could have, was at points last season. But I assume Gesson's on a lot less money than Bailey. Was that
Uh,
it?
A lot less.
A lot less.
Bailey was what 120. This is spitballing because I know I'm not far off, but Bailey was what about 120, 125k.
Yeah,
Gesson's on about 35k, I believe. He
yeah.
was on a real low amount.
Bailey was Grealish money, wasn't he? It was when we were
And
throwing about that Grealish money.
yeah,
So
exactly that.
yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult, but we are lacking that kind of incisiveness, and I think me and a lot of other people, we miss Diaby, don't we? Do you remember when
Oh yeah,
Diaby and he was, off a shovel he was, and I feel like we've never quite got that kind of. I feel like we
replacement.
used to. I feel like we used to fly forward
Hmm.
at points, especially with Diaby, and
He
we've
was
never
electric, wasn't
quite.
he?
He was, and he was so direct, and he hurt teams. That was what he did. He hurt teams, and I feel like that is something we're still missing, obviously because of PSR and blah 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 blah. But I think in the people they've tried to identify, I don't think they've quite got that yet, and you need that because he used to drag people away from Watkins. Opens up space for other players. So I do miss DRB a little bit. I miss that kind of electric pace.
Going off on a tangent, but I do with Diaby. The thing that was really disappointing for me was the fact that we had to sell him, and I don't think we saw his full potential at Aston Villa. I think Unai Emery could have got another level out of him.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. It's just a shame that the Saudis came in with their Saudi money because you can't say no, can you? When there's PSR, it's like a little gold ticket, isn't it? When you've got PSR troubles, to have the Saudis ring you up and
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Well, we
and
did
offer
it
that
twice,
offer
didn't
the
we?
big
With
money with
Duran going as well.
Duran. You can't turn that down. But it was a shame because you're exactly right. I felt like another couple of years of DRB, he could have been something really, really special. It's a shame he's gone to the Saudi League, really, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm being unfairly down on the Saudi League, but I've got
Oh
no
yeah,
interest in it.
I think anyone that speaks critical of it is probably right. Let's be real. It's not the same as the Premier League. So positives. I'll tell you one person I'd love to. I'm going to highlight, and I could wax lyrical about him every single week. I thought Ezri Konsa was fantastic today. I thought
He
he was
was.
very, very good. Marshalled the back four very well. Played very well. I can't remember the lady who was on comms tonight on TNT. She said
Lucy
around the
Ward?
was it Lucy Ward?
Lucy Ward?
She made a comment on him saying how good he is and basically like he's a Rolls Royce of a defender. And it's just like for us Villa fans, we're used to it. We see it week in, week out. The guy is like he's mustard, isn't he? And he's just getting better and better because now he's now a seasoned pro. He's getting to like the latter twenties. He's like 28 now, I believe. Concept.
Yeah. And
He's
he's been in the
he's
Premier League for what, 4 or 5 years
yeah.
now. He's played in the Champions League. He's an England regular. And I used to see Konza as Mings's little brother. Do you know what I mean? It was like Mings was holding Konza's hand. But now Konza's the man. Konza
He's
is the man in that defence. He leads that defence. He's there telling everyone what to do. And he looks taller to me. Do you know what I mean? He looks bigger. He looks
probably playing more of
stronger.
a
He looks
stature, isn't he?
taller. Yeah, he does, and he is in those top defenders in the league. What we saying? Van Dijk, Mark Gay,
Gabriel Saliba.
Gabriel Saliba, yeah, and Konza. And yeah, the best compliment I can give about Konza is that now I'm worried people are going to try and buy him. Whereas before, it never entered my head that someone would want to buy Konza. But now, if I was another club, I'd be like, him. Get him. He's good. So I think he needs a fat contract at the very least. And yeah, I could see a lot of clubs sniffing around Konza, and that's what happens when you get into the England squad. But you're exactly right. The past 3 or 4 games, I've just been like, oh man, the way he's playing, it's just magnificent. He's so that clip. There's been a clip going around on Twitter of him against Man City. And he's basically on Villa's goal line. At the edge of the box. Have you seen it? And
Hmm.
the confidence that he has on the ball. He's got Bernardo Silva, and he's just bringing him this way. He's bringing him that way. And he's just like he's so trusted. Yeah, I think you're exactly right, and he is a Rolls Royce defender now. He's reached Rolls Royce status,
Hmm.
which not many defenders get, and
It,
I think he's the leader of that defense now. Mings is kind of he limped off, done his hamstring, hasn't he? But I don't feel anymore like, oh, we need Mings. Now I feel like, no, we don't need Mings. We've got Konza
yeah.
and Pau. has been excellent this season as
Mhm.
well, hasn't he? So I think that is a really big plus actually. Um, yeah, I used to worry about defence, but I don't worry about him anymore.
No, I think, to be honest with you, the team that we played tonight could do with a defender like Conte, to be honest with you. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if someone like them did come sniffing in the summer for him. But to get him out of Aston Villa, it's going to cost an absolute fortune.
it's going to be
Um,
80 million or something like that. Do you reckon?
you would assume so. Like, let's be realistic. Gehi, with 1 year left on his deal, was what, 50 million. So
Yeah,
it has
talking
to be.
you're talking 80 million, aren't you, for a proper Premier League, Champions League, international defender in the prime of his career?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Was there any other standout performers for you?
So I thought I thought Cash was good again. Actually, Cash continues to be good. One thing I did want to highlight was Boubacar Kamara's rolled nutmeg.
Nutmeg
Did you see that?
on Flying
That
Verts.
I was kind of like slumped on the sofa going, oh, I'm gonna lose. And when he did that, that made me go, ooh, ooh, that was lovely. That was lovely. But no, I don't. I found it difficult actually to pick out star performers.
Mm,
I thought Rodgers did do well actually. And he forced Liverpool to basically get up his backside, which a lot of
mhm.
teams earlier in the season were doing. And when Rodgers was struggling earlier in the season, one of the things I was saying was people are doubling up on him with good reason because he's one of our most dangerous players and he's the key to how Unai Emery wants to play because Unai Emery wants to hit Rodgers, spin the player, charge towards goal. That's how we get up the pitch. And that's what teams were doing, get two men on Rodgers. But the thing I was saying was, that's what happens when you become a top level player. If you win PFA Young Player of the Year, if you get in the England squad, other teams start targeting you, and then you've got to get better again, and you've got to know how to beat two players, or your teammates have got to take advantage of that space. When you've got two men on you, we used to have it with Grealish. Do you remember?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, Grealish hasn't done much today. Well, he's got two guys kicking the shit out of him, but that allows other people to get space. That's the way football works. There's other players. Um, so I think Rodgers did do well, and Rodgers is. I mean, he's not stinking up the place anymore, so
no.
that's good. So I think we've got getting the best out of Rodgers, which is nice. But I thought everyone else was just fine.
Mm.
It's a weird game. I was watching it. Obviously, I knew I was coming on here. I was kind of thinking, I don't think I've got much to say about this performance, really.
It's weird, isn't it?
Everyone, it was weird, and I felt like everyone did fine. The goal was a killer, and then we just couldn't. And that's what Liverpool were good at last season is getting ahead, and then just being like, "You're not getting near us now." And it was unfortunately for Villa, which is very typical Villa. Liverpool, oh, we'll experiment. We've got all these new players. We're trying to find a space for them. Oh, Villa coming. Yeah, I'll play the team from last season, and we'll get a win
Win.
here. And that's what he's done. He's that's what Arne Slot's done. He's gone. It's not working, all this experimentation, is it? Oh, we've got Gravenberch back. All right, tell you what, we'll do what we did last season and, we'll get a
Go from
win,
there.
calm everyone down. And it's just classic Villa timing, isn't it, against a big team. But we got those two wins, and that's good. I think the important thing now is Bournemouth, really. Our season's not defined by Liverpool away, is it? I mean, it is one of the hardest games of the season. So it's about Tel Aviv, get that Tel Aviv game done, get a win, get out of there without any kind of scandalous incident or drama. If we can get that done, and then it's about Bournemouth, and I mean, Bournemouth are so good, aren't they? They're
Yeah,
such a
they
good
are.
team. That is a big game for Villa. They're our rivals, really. Bournemouth. I see them. I see Liverpool, and much as Liverpool been struggling, I see Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal, and then we're in this like
Pack.
Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham, Bournemouth have got themselves into that pack now,
Yeah.
and I think that's a really big test and it's a big test of Emery's big brain against Iraola's big brain in it. They're like duking it out. These two managers from the same area, aren't they?
Yeah,
Same
they're both
town, are they from?
Basque. Yep.
In the Basque Country,
Yep.
and so I see that as a huge, huge game, and it's about how Villa respond now. We've had the bad run, we've had the good run. Right, you've lost the game. What are you going to do about it? We lost to Go Ahead Eagles. What are you going to do about it? All right, you come back and beat Man City. Good, but that's what you got to do. You got to come back and not let it. I don't think it will bother him that much. No player likes losing. These are high level athletes, and they're winners, and all that kind of stuff. But they know Liverpool are better than us. Liverpool are better than us. They're at Anfield. They got the better of us. Right now, it's up to us to get the better of Bournemouth, isn't it? So
So,
that's the way I feel about it.
Sam, I think you've just ended the podcast like a true musician on a real lovely tune there. Because I think we have
Oh
touched
dear.
all bases, really. I think we've covered pretty much everything I wanted to discuss. And you are right.
Yeah,
We just need to react now and get a result against Bournemouth and the Maccabi Tel Aviv game.
that's it. I'm more nervous about the Bournemouth game than I was about this. This game, I was like, if we win, I mean, that's just
Bonus.
off the charts. But if we lose, but the Bournemouth game, I see that as the real test. Are we good? Are we really good? We will find out, I reckon, against Bournemouth.
I agree, Sam. Right, on that note, I think me and Sam have probably bored you enough talking about a Villa loss, unfortunately. I wish we could have been sat here speaking about a lovely win, but sadly not. I will be back with, obviously, a podcast after the Maccabi Tel Aviv game. Hopefully, we get a win there. As always, from myself and Sam, up the Villa.